My mother was walking on Market Street in Spear last summer in the middle of the day when a woman approached her and raised her hand to strike my mother. My mom was so shocked. She hadn't spoken to this woman or done anything wrong besides looking like an easy Asian target. And if you know my mom, she's tougher than she looks. She stood her ground and raised her own hand, yelling, "Stop it!" The woman stopped in her tracks. When I asked her later, she told me no one stopped to intervene or help. This sort of crime shouldn't happen to anyone, anywhere.
We're also grateful that trans mom is safe and well. And if you witness any sort of racial harassment, you can employ one of the 5 Ds of bystander intervention, which is distract, delegate, document, delay, or direct. And to learn more about the 5 Ds of bystander intervention, please go to advancingjustice.org and let us do all we can to stop Asian hate.
Moving forward, I think a lot of hate stems from lack of understanding. So to deepen understanding, I want to hear more stories from Asian American youth. What does it feel like to be you? What are traditions in your household? What do you like to eat? All these things are so important. This is going to be a wonderful year of the tiger.
One thing that I have done in order to support the Asian community is to donate to Stop AAPI Hate. This is a wonderful organization that not only keeps track of these hate crimes, but they actively seek to help those most vulnerable in the Asian community. I think together we can make a difference.
Immigrants have made a profound contribution to America, American society. This is a country of immigrants. Cherish it and stop the hatred. It serves no good.
I think one of the best ways to combat hatred like this begins in childhood by exposing children to positive experiences with different cultures and foods and festivities like this one with the symphony. It's so important to have things like this, which also shows there's a lot of commonality in what we do.
I think it would be a good idea to stop generalizing all Asians. Not all Asians are Chinese, not all Asians are Japanese, and so on and so forth. Let's just be respectful of each other and love each other.
I think it's important for us, particularly in this area in San Francisco, to remember the long history of AAPI hate in this country and how long Asian Americans have been in this country. It shows us how far we have to go because we still are combating this horrible hate. And it also shows us how far we've come. And every time I step on stage at Davies with the San Francisco Symphony and I look around at how many Asian American colleagues there are with me on the stage, I think to myself, this is progress, especially here.
There's no disputing what Nick said. Music can unite us. This next and last piece, Train Toccata by Liu Yuan, demonstrates that music can also protect us. Just as you would expect, the piece comprises the full and rich complement of percussion, string, woodwind, and brass instruments. What sets the San Francisco Symphony's rendition apart from any other performance of this piece is that we're using a special instrument to depict the rushing locomotive sound. It's this whistle, which was donated by Quincy Asian Resources. These whistles against AAPI hate have been distributed to elder communities in Boston, New York City, Los Angeles, and now here today in San Francisco. As you leave the hall, volunteers will distribute a supply of these whistles against AAPI hate to what I'm calling seasoned patrons, like me. Thank you for celebrating your Lunar New Year by listening to music with us. And just as you will hear the whistles in the piece, know that we hear you and we will be here with you. Happy Lunar New Year. May the year of the tiger be your best year ever.